Bottom. Look at you talk off. Oh my god. Oh. Come on now. Don't be a bitch. Oh my god. Hey. Hey. What the hell? Excuse me. Oh. What? What the hell? What the hell, bro? Hmm? What the fuck? Oh my god, what a little freak. Good lord. Get these out of the way. Oh, look at Sir. Look at Sir. You crazy, sweet little boy. It's looking like a cute ball of goof. Can we, like, not yawn all the fucking time? Or is that just gonna be the case at the moment? I'm assuming it's probably just gonna be the case at the moment. There we go. Ay. Did I bring my blue? No, I didn't. Fuck. Well, I need to grab that. Shit. There we go. Oh, you silly Doge. You're just a silly Doge. Oh, yes, it was. Aww. Look at that cute little face. That pretty little face. Aww. Why is you so cute, you little ball? Just a little too adorable. Come on, those sweet baby. For some reason, Bluetooth ain't connected. Connect. Yay! There we go. Yay! Sweet. Oh my god. What the fuck? Man, I am definitely not 100% keen on these yawnings that are happening right here. It's like, come on, brain. We don't need to emphasize that you're tired by yawning, okay? I'm aware that I am tired. Why do you think I'm awake now? Come on, brain. Don't be dumb. I can't quite pop anything yet. Oh, let's have pop that. That too. Oh. Ooh. Those are kind of like send a couple little like jolts in me. At least that felt a little better. A little better. That didn't still too much. There we go. That should fix it. Get this bowl smoked up and then see what's up for the 2 this morning. If anything, actually, at least had, one thing I was checking out this morning before I started this shit up. Which honestly, if anything, just kind of made me more aggravated than anything. Which I think... Hey! 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 Jake, shut up! No. No, it's like, literally it's too early for that, dude. Don't. Stop it. Stop it. No. No. Stop it. Fucking little prick, dude. Fucking hell, dude. Ugh. Man, motherfuck. Dude, my nose is like running all of a sudden. What the fuck? Hate that shit. Ugh. Boom. Alright. Serious? Like, come the fuck on, bro. Alright. Alright, that cleared that shit up. Much better. Hey, what was I fucking getting into? That's something that kind of aggravated me a little bit. So I know, like, what was it? Probably like fucking 3+ years ago now or something? Like, I was mentioning it the other day about, Richard Russell, the dude who hijacked, or didn't really hijack, just pretty much stole a plane and fucking was flying around for crashing into the Puget Sound. But there was like straight up a fucking video, apparently like some news report on the dumb bitch that owns that property and shit, literally just fucking complaining, making a whole entire like segment on the local news, complaining and fucking whining at how she is apparently still all like fucking scarred for life or some shit. It's honestly just legit ridiculous. It's like, It's like you have a dude who's working for Alaska Airlines, making minimum wage, pretty much getting fucked over by his work and by his job and shit, and decides, pretty much at a certain point just kind of snaps, and instead of doing what like a lot of people that do good in these circumstances would likely do, he decided to not want to harm anyone else. So he took a plane and flew around Seattle and the Puget, and fucking just decided to crash it once it was done, because he wasn't planning on landing it. And the island was essentially, like, for the most part, pretty much uninhabited outside of being owned by like some fucking rich family or some shit. So there was like a house on the property, but no one actually there at the time. And then there's like this stupid bitch who's just like, oh my god, scars remain on Ketron Island in Pierce County. Like, are we fucking serious? Like, you know what, here. Let me do this. Because this is just kind of fucking absurd.
The southern tip of Ketron Island, where the stolen Horizon plane crashed a year ago. A lot has changed since then. New vegetation is growing, and there are wood chips covering up the scars in the earth. But if you poke around in the woods, you'll still find reminders of what happened here.
It was dry and burnt and covered in litter, and now it's a meadow.
Tiffany Lundgren.
It was covered in litter, and now it's a meadow.
His father bought this land in the 1970s as an investment. It's always been one of those places she didn't have to think much about. Just as...
Yeah, I love how even the news isn't 100% on her side either. It's like they state that she never really thought much of this island or anything of this fucking property, literally until this fucking dude decided to, take the plane and fucking crash it here. Like, I mean, that's pretty much the only fucking reason why she's all freaked, all in the hoopla about the property now. And she's just like, oh my god, it's just a meadow here, even though I literally never thought about this place up until, like, 2019. And now I think about this place every day. Like, it's a part of me now. It's like, shut up. It's like, shut up, bitch. It's like, your little daddy inherited some land you literally couldn't give a fuck about besides, hoping that you got some money and inheritance off of it. And now you're all butthurt because the value of that property has been lost a little bit because, now it's known for being where, the Sky King / Richard Russell fucking died. So it's just like, I don't know, If anything, it just sounds like it's just trying to win a little bit of social points there, lady.
A forest she'd visit for camping, or to just get away.
It's taken on a new energy. It's not quite what it used to be.
Oh, shut up. Oh my god. Oh, I used to go here to, like, go camping and get away and let it be, like, my little tranquility spot. And now I just can't anymore because it has, like, an energy here now. It's like, shut up. It's like, I'd actually, like, legit camp there more often. Like, I'd actually wouldn't mind camping here. It's like, alright, cool. I mean, if anything, it would just be a way for me to pay my respects to the dude. Because really, I honestly legit don't, feel any malice to the guy. I legit just feel bad for Russell.
A year ago, when 28-year-old Richard Russell, an Alaska Airlines employee, stole a Horizon plane from SeaTac and flew it out over Puget Sound. Air traffic controllers tried to get him to land, but Russell kept going.
We're trying to do a barrel roll, and if that goes good, now just go nose down and call it a night.
He swooped and banked over neighborhoods for more than an hour, with Air Force F-15 fighter jets in tow. At 8:46 p.m., the aircraft angled down toward Lundgren's property and slammed into the trees, breaking apart and bursting into flames. The FBI said the final descent appeared to be intentional. Days after the crash...
No shit, it was intentional. He literally did it as his, like, little final farewell to life. Like, I mean... He wasn't really exactly living, so he decided to live a little before he died. Like, that's literally what the fuck happened. Like, no shit.
Alaska and its insurance company arrived on the island and started removing debris. Lundgren figured they'd keep returning until the job was done. But a month after the crash, she was still finding big pieces of aircraft wreckage.
Oh my god. Look at that.
Yeah, it's called a piece of a wreckage. Oh my god, you found some wreckage still. Shut up, bruh. It's like, oh my god, I literally found like a corpse. I found his body. Holy shit, look at this. It's just like a piece of like the fucking plane's like outer frame. It's just like, give me a break, lady. Are we serious? Like, yeah, I mean, you had Alaska Airlines and their assurance company literally come in and clean up the fucking mess for the most part. And wow, you're gonna literally freak out because they missed some pieces? I mean, it's a fucking plane wreckage. Like, you're not gonna pick up every tiny little thing. Like, you're gonna miss some shit. Like, I mean, with every plane wreckage, there's always gonna be, you know, some stuff that isn't accounted for and is looked over. Or is just not a part of the overall, like, search zone when cleaning up the area, so it gets overlooked. Like, I mean, that's just gonna happen. Especially in an area that isn't exactly populated. Like this. Like an island. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, it's like, get over yourself, you stupid bitch. Like, you are literally fucking whining and complaining because, like, a company without even like, you know, like costing you anything or nothing, came out of the way to clean up this shit, especially considering that they're a fucking private company. They really think that they really give that much of a shit about cleaning up that property? No, they don't. If anything, they probably want her to pay them to do it anyway, but because of the assurance and all that shit, they knew that they couldn't just do that. Because it was on someone's prop. So it's just like, all in all, do you really think the company gives a fuck about cleaning up that shit? Not really. They just are only doing it so they can make sure they can gather up enough evidence for the assurance claim. That's it. So they're only there for a couple months to clean up enough for the assurance claim, and that is it. Hence why they're not going to, you know, be cleaning up every tiny little piece there, lady. Like, I mean, if anything, like, they probably expect you to clean it up. It's like, it's on your property. I mean, what, you expect us to clean it all up? Like, we're only collecting the stuff that we need for the insurance claim here, lady. Come on. Because that's pretty much the truth. That's what the fucking company was doing. Like, yeah, especially when you have a dude who kind of steals a aircraft, you know, a multi-million-dollar plane and fucking crashes it, you know, after living a little and shit. Like, yeah, that's kind of what's gonna happen. It's like, did he know that there was, like, you know, that property and that island was owned, you know, by this rich fuck? And, you know, and his rich family for his little golden girl daughter to fucking inherit? Like, give me a break. And, like, now she just wants to make her little 15 minutes of infamy, really. You know, more so than fame, you know, trying to be like, oh my god, what was me? What was me? Look what I have to do just, like, by myself out here. Like, the energy out here is not the same. Oh my god. It's like, fuck off. It's like the fact that, you know, this dude's life was, you know, pretty sad tragedy in and itself, and you want to try to make you the victim of it. It's like, fuck you, lady. Like, seriously, fuck you. Like, you ain't the victim of any of this shit. Outside of, you know, like, yeah, your property got a little devalued and, you know, the dude crashed into your fucking land. Like, okay. I'm supposed to feel bad for you specifically, how? When you inherited it from your poppy, you know, a rich ass, like, I wish I could own an island so I can, you know, fucking, you know, bitch and moan about how a plane crashed on it too. Like, that'd feel nice. And frankly, I wouldn't, even if I did, I wouldn't give a shit. I'd be like, oh, fuck, well, that happened on my property. At least it didn't hit my house, you know, or something. And then just fucking, you know, just, well, yeah, I guess I have a meadow now. I have a little meadow. Maybe I'll make a garden out of it or something. I don't know. It's called, like, make the best of your situation, bitch. Probably never had to struggle in her life like Richard Russell had to. So she probably doesn't have to fucking feel the, you know, like, pains of having to, like, adapt and overcome. She had everything fed to her. So fuck her. Wanting her little 15 minutes of fame in the news because of, you know, some dude in his life struggle and shit. You know, because of being another working class cog of the machine. Like, it was a major part of, like, why he did that shit. Like, I mean, when one of the ATC ops was, you know, operators was telling him, like, like, how high are you up about right now? It's like, oh no, I'll chalk that up to minimum wage. How about that? See if that'll grease gears up a little bit. Like, I mean, pretty much essentially saying, like, yeah, you know, the reason, at least in part of why, I'm doing this is because I wasn't paid enough. My life was shit. I couldn't, my life wasn't really exactly, being compensated with what I was doing. It wasn't feeling fulfilled, so fuck it. And that's what he did. Like, I really don't feel bad for him. I do, but not in a sense of, like, oh my god, how dare he. But just in a sense of, like, I mean, can you blame him? I'm just, if anything, I mean, it's like I kind of respect that he, decided to do this on his own accord and not, take anyone else with him. And, and also see how, honestly, also just even, like, more so than just, like, the test flights of a Q400, but shown that plane can fucking, like, do some shit. Like, doing a barrel roll in that thing, fucking flying around doing, like, fighter jet style, like, maneuverabilities and shit in that thing, barrel rolls, like, and shit. I mean, it's like, bruh. Like, I mean, he was like, I'm gonna see how this thing does with a barrel roll. And after that, look out sunlight and, sunset and just, call it good. And he did. And he fucking made it. So it's just like, honestly, like, props to him, really. He kind of, not just with his own self, but, even with the plane, showed that, it could be capable. Stukov, shut the fuck up! Get over here! Get over here, sit. God. But, yeah. No, this bitch just really fucking aggravated me. Switch seeing this when I woke up. I was like, oh, let's check out the YouTube page when I wake up today. And I was like, oh, this is one of the first things I see. And it really just kind of set me off a little bit. I was like, this bitch. This fucking rich cunt. Trying to, like, be a victim when realistically the only victim is the dude who died. It's like, give me a break.
Alaska Airlines said it's...
Are you kidding me? Yeah, no. Yeah, because guess what? It's a thing that happened in life. And guess what? Like, just be glad that it didn't hit your fucking little, like, cabin in the woods or some shit, you cretin. Like, oh my god. She's freaking out over nothing.
The company needed more time to clean up. Crews came back in March and continued scouring the soil.
The side seems to be where I find the most. Oh. And more.
As we discovered on a recent visit, removing every last bit is proving to be a challenge.
Just when I think that there's no more left to be found.
Dude, her glasses just reek of Karen Hood.
Something more to be found.
It's not over.
Oh my god, yeah, guess what? You found tiny little bits and pieces that were probably, like, buried under some shrubs and shit. Like, oh my god, wow. That's totally, like, not normal at all when, looking at a fucking crash site, years later. Like, lady, you can fucking find crash sites, like, decades later and still potentially find remnants of leftovers and shit from that crash site. Like, I mean, you can, oh my god. Like, are we serious?
She had to cover some cleanup costs, and her lawyer's still negotiating with Alaska Airlines insurance company over the expenses.
Are we fucking kidding? Like, she's lawyered up and fucking literally, like, hitting Alaska Airlines. I mean, I guess I don't give a fuck because it's Alaska Airlines and they're a very likely multi-billion-dollar company. So, as far as, like, like, if she's trying to scalp a little money off of them, just as much as Richard Russell kind of at least forced Horizon to pay, some money in Alaska Air and shit, with everything. It's just like, just sticking it to the man a little bit, I could be okay with a little. But, I mean, really, over the fact that they didn't, like, challenging that shit isn't going to work, unfortunately. Like, I mean, because Alaska can afford the lawyers. You can't, even if you are a little rich, stuck-up little, prissy bitch. Like, I mean, you're not going to be able to, just, like, settle, especially for the amount when it comes to the cleanup damages entirely. Especially when it comes to the cost of the court fees and all that shit. Like, are you serious? Dude, dumb, bro. Dumb as fuck. Like, she can probably save more money just hiring a private cleanup company to just, like, you know, do a more thorough sweep of the island or the crash site. There you go. Like, dead ass. Like, she would legit probably save more money doing that. But nope. She wants to make a whole hoopla over it and try to get her little 15 minutes of fame. Because, oh, God forbid that, you know, like, my poor island, you know, be defiled by a crash site of an aircraft. Oh, how dare. Oh, the travesty. Zukov. Stop it. Like, honestly, I would feel 100% differently if like this crash happened in like a suburban neighborhood or like, you know, an urban center or some shit like that, but it happened on a fucking island with no one on it. Besides, I think, like, one person, which I think might have been her or some shit, which, like, where the cabin wasn't even near the crash site. It was like a mile or so away. So it's like, you pretty much have, like, this whole fucking island to yourself. In one little corner of it, you want to bitch and whine about because there's a crash site on and some leftover remnants of the crash. Like, you want to freak the fuck out over that. Over an entire fucking island that you have. In the Puget Sound. It's like, give me a fucking break. Like, you bitch. Like, you actual bitch.
Well, she says she's satisfied with where things stand today. The property's in much...
Oh, and she's satisfied where things stand today, though? So what the fuck is the deal, then? Oh, I bet she is now, because she probably got her little news segment.
...was a year ago.
It's night and day different, right?
The scars will eventually...
No shit! What, you think a crash site's gonna be there forever? Like, what? Like, oh, you know, oh, a plane crashes. Nope, no one ever is just gonna bother dealing with that. It's just gonna stay there forever. Like, what the fuck do you think, lady? Like, what in the fuck do you actually think would happen? Like, what, the Alaska's just not gonna come and pick up the shit?
Lundgren says this quiet corner of Ketron Island will always feel different. Ted Lamb.
Oh my god, who cares? It's like this little corner of my entire island feels so much different now. It's like, that shit's why it gets me under my gears. She basically, like, her family, like, her and her family owns the whole fucking island to them, like, to themselves, basically. And they're all butthurt because of a tiny little corner. And I'm honestly glad that pretty much all the fucking comments agree. Like, pretty much just a unanimous consensus from, like, fucking everybody that saw this. That's just like, fuck her. So, yeah, serious issues if she thinks a few busted trees and some debris is the worst thing that can happen. A year later, and he's still trolling a Karen. What a legend. True. You know, I mean, like, I can at least, you know, give some respect for Russell on that one. It's just like, he's, you know, like, even after death, he's trolling some people. Just a little bit of trolling. I feel proud to land that poor old rich. I feel proud to own the land that poor old rich crashed into. He seems like a good dude. We'll create a little memorial to him, not whine about cleanup issues. I mean, for fucking real, dude. I'd make like a garden, you know, in his honor or something. The Horizon Garden or something like that, or Sky King Garden, call it that. Well, it must have been hard to have an island. I know, the travesty and the hard, just the hard, like, life of owning an island. That man had more character in his final moments than his trust fund baby had her whole life. Disgrace, true. For fucking real. Imagine turning this into a news segment about how this woman's property was damaged. Absolutely revolting. It really shows what people's priorities are. Yeah. Instead of maybe understanding the background, the life of Russell a little bit, you know, she'd rather fucking bitch and moan because some trees and some debris, you know, are still all fucking damaged and left over and shit. It's like, shut up. It's like you literally value your property and your fucking land and material goods that you have versus the fucking life of somebody. It's like, go fuck yourself. Something so tone deaf about a woman complaining about debris on her private island where a man took his life because of his debt and depression. Yeah. That's why that I think really sums up truly about why it fucking kind of pisses me off and shit. Oh my god, this one's great. She's so worried about money from an airport, she doesn't realize she could just rent the island out to Sky King fans and probably make more over time than what she would have made soon the Alaska Air. Yep. That too. Like, it literally, if she just hired like a little private cleanup crew and like, you know, made a little memorial or something like that, and like made like a little dock that, you know, kind of that has more direct access to the site, and just like made like a little tour spot for Sky King fans to go check out and like pay some respect or some shit, like, you know, and basically just like, you know, just have them pay, you know, for the ticket to go over there or some shit, and you just make a cut from the ticket prices of people going over to your island. Yeah, frankly, not only would you make the money back from the cleanup crew shit, but you would also be making a lot more money too from that, and probably even have a better house and blah 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 and all that shit. But no, you have to do the woe is me, I'm the actual victim here card. Just pieces of history and a piece of just pieces of history and a piece of a thing a legend took his last breath in. But she don't give a fuck. This is exactly what Sky King was talking about. He's stuck on minimum wage and broken. She's already made money and she's inherited land for free. What a lucky little bastard, and she wants to complain about. This is exactly what Richard was talking about when he said minimum wage people like this get just get $1 million+ property handed out on them, don't have to freaking work hard for none of that. Yep. I mean, if anything, Richard Russell's really just like, you know, one of the many stories and tragedies of, you know, what happens with a lot of working class folks and shit, really. I mean, especially for me, that's why, you know, like, I just feel empathy for him. Despite, you know, his actions and shit, because frankly, his actions aren't even that harmful. Like, he didn't fucking hurt nobody. So it's just like, I mean, if anything, all in all, I actually kind of respect him, because, you know, he went out not wanting to hurt people. Like, he purposely flew around for a little bit, went out into the Puget Sound where nobody was at, and that's where he claimed his life. Like, he pretty much made sure that, you know, he was as far away from people and other, you know, folks, you know, to cause as minimal damage to other people. Like, if anything, I honestly legit kind of respect that about him. Like, he wasn't out there to try to, like, hurt others or fucking, like, you know, find, like, you know, some rich neighborhood and crash that shit into that or something. Like, he didn't really have any of that type of shit in him. Pilots, children in control, Aeroflot Flight 593. Oh, I've heard about that. I heard about that flight, Aeroflot Flight 593. It's honestly the most stupidest preventable flight disaster that in aviation history, honestly. Main reason why that shit happened wasn't really necessarily because a teenager was in control of the flight. Well, actually, yes. But the main reason why is because of one of the pilots, after he relieved, after relieving the captain, decided to let his kids in the main cabin of the flight deck area. So basically, he decided it would be a smart idea to let his kids sit in both of the fucking pilot seats, and his son was actually holding on to the yoke and joystick, and thus that kind of caused the autopilot to disengage, and the pilots weren't realizing that shit, and essentially before they knew it, realized they lost control and tried to regain it, stalled out the aircraft, and thus made it essentially just go straight to the ground and crashed. All because some dumb fuck decided to let their kids act like they're flying a plane. and then one of them was fucking with the controls, just simply holding on to them, which thus fucked with everything, and actually was flying the plane partially, and thus, you know, before the actual pilots knew it, caused, you know, a cavalcade of errors in autopilot to malfunction and fail, and thus just, you know, caused everyone to crash and shit. It's just, it's honestly really fucking ridiculous. And literally just over incompetency. Not even mechanical error or nothing. And frankly, like, it's really like a 1 in a million. Like, just honestly, it's very rare for a aviation disaster to happen just based off of human error like that. Well, that's just a, you know, one case scenario, but at least when it comes to just human error in general. Yeah, it looks like it's about 2 o'clock. Ugh, boo. Means I gotta go to work. Yay! While I'm up there, I'll make sure to get myself some more tea. What are you doing? You lazy looking boy. Look at you, little stretch. Yeah, look at you. You're just a sweet thing, aren't you? But anyway, I'll be back later tonight, as per usual. So, peace out. And of course, be back around for that next one. So.